What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is a recap for both games, the All Blacks versus Argentina and Australia versus South Africa. I know I'm late, it's been a crazy week. I'm away in Johannesburg for a big interview that's happening tomorrow, Tuesday, where I get to share my story and what I do as a social media influencer and all that stuff. So I'm a bit delayed, but I thought I'd put these two match previews in one video just so we can get a video out for you guys, because I know you all are wanting to hear my thoughts. Let's start off with the first game, Argentina versus the All Blacks in Nelson. Firstly, what an event, what a match, what a crowd. First game ever there. It was truly unbelievable. You could feel the atmosphere, you could feel the electricity from the crowd when the anthems were going. It was just awesome. The haka was amazing. But before we get into the details of who stood out for me and all that stuff, can we just say a massive well done to Argentina for having such a valiant, hard-fought match. They were in it, they didn't give up, they showed a lot of heart, and yes, the score was 20-odd point difference, but it was still an amazing game, and unfortunately those last 15 minutes just tired the Argentines out. But man, they can be extremely proud of the performance they gave. This might have been the game I was thinking would have happened in Argentina, not quite in New Zealand. But man, did those boys show up. The determination from this team, the passion, the love, and the respect for it was truly immense. They showed up. But once again, the All Blacks proving why they're the best in the world, and that's because they just play a full 80-minute game. They never give up. When they're under pressure, they regroup and they get back to the way they normally play. It wasn't a pretty performance, but let's not forget, they were missing stars. They were missing Beauden Barrett. They had injuries at the start. 10 minutes, Brodie was off, Ben Smith was off, the other chap was off, Ben came back. But it was hectic the way the injuries were piping up in this game. But it was a true valiant performance from the bench as well in the All Blacks. Because that's the amazing thing, and Justin Marshall said it. The All Blacks have Brodie Retallick, one, if not the best lock in the world. Then they got Whitelock to come on to replace him. You got Ben Smith. Then you got McKenzie, who is just as brilliant. The bench, the full-on squad of the All Blacks is truly immense, and a really, really special team they have there, and they just showed so much heart on that field. They never gave up and they kept going. But it was truly, for me, an immensely brilliant game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was the game of the weekend for me, not because South Africa lost to Australia, but I just thought the heart within both teams, never giving up, not many, it was just capitalising on errors, but just pure skilled play. And Argentina and their fans can be really proud of themselves, and the All Blacks and their fans should be really proud of themselves too, because that wasn't the strongest All Black team, but it was still a very good All Black team, and they did extremely well to have gotten to where they were, and they just showed so much heart, and it truly was an exciting game. Some players, top for performers for me, for Argentina, was Nicolas Sanchez. The guy played absolutely amazing. Meters gained 40 passes, offloads 3, clean breaks 3, try assist 1. Truly immense from him. Then for me, Shannon Frizzell for the All Blacks played extremely well. 16 carries, 5 points scored, as well as 16 tackles. He really played awesome game, and also 80 minutes played. That is very impressive from him. And if I'm not mistaken, it was his first game, so well done to Shannon on there. Romeo Mayano, the Argentine flyer, topped the running meters. He was really brilliant. TJ Perenara, that guy was outstanding. He scored brilliant tries, and they were clever tries. They were tries for me as a fan of the scrum of position was truly immense. And that once again proves the point of the bench of the All Blacks. Aaron Smith is number 1 from scrum off for the All Blacks. Then they got TJ Perenara, who I rate so highly and have so much respect for that player. And he goes and leads the All Blacks and scores 2 tries. It was truly, truly amazing performance from Aaron Smith. That guy, take a bow. Jack Goodhue also was brilliant. He played so well in the All Black jersey, and those were just players that stood out for me. They showed a lot of character, and had a very good, strong performance from this team. But I mean, both teams can be really proud. I know Argentina will be sad in a way because they lost, but let's not forget who they're playing, the best in the world. And it was truly immense. It's good to see Argentina are moving in the right direction, if I can say so myself. No disrespect to my Australian subscribers, but it's going to be tough for them. I mean, South Africa got outplayed 2 weeks ago. New Zealand had a run for their money. So it's intense stuff from this Argentine side. They're going to show up, they're going to play hard, and they're going to want to really prove a point that they are on the rise. And if they keep going in this direction, it's going to be really exciting to see where they're going to be in the World Cup. And that dark horse that we all know could definitely be back to haunt a few of the big teams, and rightly so. They deserve it. But once again, credit to the All Blacks. Undefeated streak continues, just showing pure class. Credit to Richie. I thought he had a good game. Actually, that whole team had a good game. The number 13, I've forgotten the man's name, but brilliant in the performance that he had. Kieran Reid, strong try that man scored. He just powered through. Again, I've got so much respect for that guy. Anton Leonard-Brown, awesome performance as well. So it just keeps on showing where these blinking All Blacks are and how they're just continuing to develop. I mean, that's your second, third team, and they still showed up and they still fought back. And that's what a lot of our teams or international teams seem to be missing. It's that last bet of game, that last fire, the last 20 minutes. Teams seem to just either sit back and think, hey, we've had it, or they get too tired and become unfit. And fitness is where I lead into the next game. But yeah, well done. I wasn't far off my prediction for New Zealand. I was hoping for a fight from Argentina. I got the fight from them. I think I said 18 points or more. We got that. So well done to New Zealand, continuing that streak. And I cannot wait to face you guys next week. We're probably going to get a little lesson being taught, but I'm excited for the rivalry, I'm excited for the game, and I'm hoping the Bockies can give a little bit of a fight next weekend. But I'll save that for the predictions video coming out later this week. So that brings us to Australia versus the Springboks. Interesting game. Very interesting game. Credit to Australia, credit to them. They wanted the game more, they were hungrier, they attacked the Springboks, they capitalised on the weaknesses, and they just played a better game. Now, Springboks, for me, played a better game too. They improved from this shocking performance against Argentina. There were positives to look at from the boys. I was happy to see Kitsoff getting a start. Yankee's still a question mark, but he started off well. Getting some points in, and he looked pumped, he looked excited, which was good to see. Normally he's looking stressed and worried, but not a bad game, but not a pretty game, if I can say. I was impressed with Delende at the start as well. I'm not a big fan of him. I think he's too much of a one-man show, but with his one-man show performance, he played well, and I was impressed with what he had to do. As for Australia, Will Guinea showed some pure class and why he's one of the best. And they just performed better. Checker was looking very smiley, which is a first. Normally he's miserable and sulking. It was good to see him with the smile, probably because he's relieved his job still standing. But a good performance, and well done to Australia. I'm quite impressed. I know a lot said it's going to be a walkover for the Aussies, but it wasn't a pretty result, but it wasn't a walkover. Both teams had their moments, both teams had their poor ones. Australia just capitalised more and definitely deserved to win. It was under pressure, it was sloppy. Faf de Klerk was weak for me, just with his ball handling. I know the field was wet, but you can't quite use that as an excuse in my opinion. You practice in that, you should have been prepared as well. I know it's tough, but it was just silly errors from there. Whiteley, he needs to pick up. Villiers-Leroux had a very poor game. I'm worried about him but two coaches under pressure needing to provide results. Checker did, Rassie didn't quite, but I'm sure they'll bounce back. I know the talk is in the media that Rassie reckons his job's on the line after these two All Black performances. I think that's utter crap. We can't quite kick a coach out now. It's been too soon. And he's going to hopefully improve with the Boks. If you want to, it's too soon to fire a coach, in my opinion now. So, highlight players for me, Will Guinea. Pure masterclass performance. I mean, he was tackling well. He just is brilliant, and his experience is really immense with that team. He was by far the standout player, in my opinion. Matt Tomo from Pumas from Australia. He got 15 points in the day. Brilliant performance from him. Really stood out. Michael Hooper led from the front. True genius. Scored a great try as well. And he had a really superb performance. Now let's not forget, they were also without David Pocock, who is such a big influence in the Australian team. We all know his experience. We all know the history he's had with South Africa. He knows us well, and it was a big loss for them not having someone like Pocock in the team. So well done to Australia for capitalising with them. Hooper, as I said, played really, really well. He played to the dying end. He didn't give up. He led the team well, and he was just smart. And from the South Africans, I'll say Franco Mustard. He was a tackling machine. 16 tackles made. I was just impressed with Peter Steph du Toit, if I can say so as well. But Franco Mustard was the standout Springbok for me. Kitsoff as well. That man is a machine. He just goes in. I was happy to see him start, like I just said. And the bench South Africa had was good, but I was expecting a bit more from them. It wasn't, as I said, it wasn't the prettiest game, but there were improvements. And from those improvements, I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling positive, and I can feel. When they come to South Africa, I reckon it's a ball game. I think they're going to play harder, stronger, and just give a bit more effort. But last year we saw these two teams fight to a draw. I mean, which is unheard of really in the championship. And it was really hard-fought games. This time Australia were ahead. In South Africa, Port Elizabeth, I think we could see maybe South Africa ahead. But we'll only know that until we get to the actual game. But overall, quite pleased and with the performances from all four teams. Really, it was truly exciting. But again, for me, if we have to go on highlights of the game, New Zealand and Argentina took it for me. It was really immense. I mean, 6 tries from the All Blacks. Yes, I know. Come on, they did dominate 46-24, but it was really at the end when they picked it up. 3 tries for the All Blacks, which is for Argentina, which is really good. For a team like that, I was very impressed. And again, let's not forget, it was in All Black home territory. And we all know how damn hard it is to beat the All Blacks at home. So for me, the fact that they showed so much character and courage, the Argentines, I thought that was really immense. I mean, Sanchez for the Argentines is such a golden gem for them, and is brilliant. And just so is Broden Barrett. So not having him was definitely tough. Having the injuries at the start was tough. But again, brings me back to the experience within the All Black squad of how they recover and how they come back and how they just continue to just dominate world rugby. It's terrifying, but it's also truly brilliant. Now, if we look at the analyze from stats for South Africa, 2 tries versus 2 tries. 1 conversion missed. To add another 2 points, it would have been 3 points. Penalties, we 3 versus 2. Not that hot. 4 penalty attempts for Australia, 2 for South Africa. So Australia definitely were ahead and were capitalising. But it wasn't hot. When Cooper scored the first try in the 2nd minute, I looked at my cousin and I said, oh shit, could this be a little bit of a walkover? But then Yankees got the try. Bongi scored a try. I was impressed with him. I thought he didn't have a bad game. But to me, they should have also started with Malcolm Marx. But what I like to see, and I know I'm chopping and changing, but my brain's a little bit fried at the moment. But what I liked from the Springboks is they played old school at the start, where they got the line out and they drove, and that's when Bongi scored his first try. It was really intense, and that's what we need to do against the All Blacks. We need to show strength, we need to show power, especially if we want to win. If we do not do that, we're not going to get anywhere near beating them. So, yeah, two fantastic games, but obviously New Zealand Argentina was just the standout game. Both teams showed so much character, but well done to Australia. Wallaby fans, I'm sure you're proud of your country to get a good result, a good win. It's going to be tough. The battle for two is still open, but at this stage it's looking close for Argentina and Australia. But that, my friends, is going to be an exciting battle. Argentina versus Australia is going to be exciting. But let's not forget, next week we have New Zealand and South Africa in New Zealand, and then we have Australia and Argentina, and then we have the two teams coming to South Africa, New Zealand and Australia. I cannot wait to attend the Aussie game. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be exciting. So yeah, let me know. I know already some of you have commented on the previous video. Let me know your thoughts of what you thought of the games. Who was your standout player? And what did you think of the Argentina-New Zealand result? Were you as excited as me? I know a lot of the die-hard New Zealand fans will be extremely proud of their team, rightly so, but hopefully there are others out there who will show the sportsmanship and give credit to Argentina, because I really believe they deserve it. They came off a good win over South Africa. They showed so much heart against the All Blacks, and I think they deserve credit. To Argentina, Australia, South Africa, what were your thoughts on that? Again, not the hottest game, but great performance from Australia. And both teams were weak in certain areas, but there's still lots of work that needs to be done in order for them to get to the level as of beating the All Blacks. In my personal opinion, next week is going to be tough. I'm nervous for it, but I said it last week, anything is possible. Just depends who shows up on the day. So yeah, make sure you are subscribed so you can keep up to date with the predictions videos for both games. We'll go back to single videos where I analyse Argentina and Australia and New Zealand, South Africa. It's just been a crazy weekend. Big interview for me tomorrow. So it will be back to normal from Wednesday, where we'll get things back the way it was. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, sorry I haven't split it up, but I just didn't have the time. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you can keep up to date with all future uploads. This channel is growing fast. So some of you have said, can we get 10k by the end of the year? I think it's a tough one, but who knows? With the support of my awesome fans, anything is possible. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great week further, and I'll see you later in the week for predictions of the next two games. What a tournament it's been. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and never give up. Cheers.